And we're back for what everyone has been waiting for. Part 2 of We're Vibing. Just to continue the topic that we were talking about. And saying that we are the creators of, or we are potentially the best ones at trading culture, it's a big statement. But I've lived it. We've been in those offices. Why do you think...
I'm convinced. I just know
You're
it.
convinced. You know.
I'm convinced.
Why? Why do you think we are the best? Like, we're specifically tactical, or maybe that's a secret that you don't want to share.
No, I want to share. I want to share it all. I don't care. I have an abundant mindset when it comes to this, dude. And it's like, here's why I'm not afraid to share it. First, because I want every single person in the company and in the industry in general to do well. Like I honestly, I genuinely do. I want everyone to do well. But the reason why I don't care about sharing the secret is because it's very difficult to replicate. It's easy to say it, but it's very difficult to replicate. And dude, the key to building a culture, or like a great culture where you get a lot of people like sticking through the summer, and you know, people who like reps who come back next year, and who like want to be a part of your life, like who want to they sometimes like they don't even want to be a part of like the company so much, or they just want to be a part of your culture. And the secret is just, dude, it's caring. It's just like genuinely caring.
True.
Like when I see these guys that come with dreams, aspirations, like they want to do something great, I look at them and I'm like, dude, I want that for you and more. Like I genuinely want to pour everything that I can into you so that you can be successful as well. Because I feel that if it's my duty. And at the end of the day, it is. And if you as a manager don't take it as your responsibility to make sure that your guys do well, then it's on you. But I just feel like I care. Like I'm training with my guys late at night, early in the morning. Like my room's always open for anybody who wants to come and train. Whether it's, again, we're staying in hotels for the summer. Like wherever we stay, like I really want to be out there for my guys. Like just to give you an example, like this year in the office, like I had guys at the beginning of the summer who were calling me because they were trying to close somebody, and they were at the doors like, hey, Walid, I need your help because like show up, like can you come here? And I was probably selling sometimes. I was probably talking to a customer, and I would just like leave the door and be like, I'm there. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Send me your pen. I'm driving there and I'm closing that account for them. And so like that's how much I care. Like I want to see them grow, and I want to see them I want them to be successful. Why? Because they're trusting me at the end of the day. Like they're trusting us, right? Yep. And so that's a secret. It's just caring. And then naturally when you care, you're gonna, dude, your office is gonna feel that, and like people are gonna show up to your activities that you do throughout the week. If you throw incentives, competitions, bro, people are going to buy so much more into the competitions because they're going to see your passion. And I'm very passionate about competitions. You know this. Yeah. Every time a competition comes around, I'm fired up. Like I'm able to transmit that into my people. Like they feel that passion. I transfer that energy.
Now, why do you think it's so hard to care? Because if it were to be that easy, that everyone could have the best culture, if as a manager you care, why doesn't everyone have the best culture? If you just have to care, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're a manager.
I don't know why people don't care. I don't know why people don't care. That's why I'm saying it's so easy in practice. Like it's so easy to say it, but it's difficult in practice.
Yeah,
because people just naturally don't have that level of like commitment to their people.
And you know what's one little just aspect that, and you said it, that it shows if you have a good culture or not, and only door-to-door people will understand this, is are people showing up to your activity day?
Yeah.
That's it. If people are not if your reps are not showing up to activity day, that means there's something on your culture that isn't happening. But if they're showing up ready to commit and kill themselves on a soccer match, on a basketball match, then you know that there's something great happening.
Yep.
So that was also a really good point that you made. Now, that being said, you talk about competitions. And I was listening to Pavel Durov, the owner of Telegram, talking about how competition is one of the most important things you can have everywhere, because that develops yourself, your mindset, your discipline, everything. And you know that basically that's one of the questions that we ask when we're interviewing. Hey, are you a competitive person? Because here you're always competing for top rookie, top sophomore, top vet, top day, top week. You just want to be better than your roommate. I mean, you name it. How important is to be competitive, not only in sales, but in life? It's a two segment question. And second, has that worked for you in life, being that competitive in nature? Because I know you're competitive because I've worked with you. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer the second question first. Yes, like it's done wonders for me in life. I would have never gotten to a point where I'm at right now if it wasn't for how much I care about competing and the competition. And as a man, like I feel like it's healthy for you. And I sometimes like find myself a little bit lost in the off season when I'm not like striving. It's weird, man. It's a weird feeling. I don't want to say that I get depressed when I'm not competing. But like I almost feel like I'm like, dude, I wake up without like almost like I don't know how to describe it, but like, dude, the times that I work the times that it feels the easiest to work is when I'm competing. And so I feel like for a man, it's healthy. Like you have to find some sort of competition in your life. And sometimes I get unhealthy with competition. I'll be the first one to admit that. Sometimes I do get very attached into the negative feelings of the competition, where I like genuinely would want to like my competition to do bad, like you know what I mean. But and that's something that I need to work on, and I recognize that. But when I lean into the competition in a healthy way, it just gets the best out of me. And I have to find myself to compete. Like I have to find ways to compete every single day of the summer. Like I'll be secretly like throwing down with a random person in the office, just like, hey, person who sells the most today, like dinners on, like dinners on me. Like if you beat me today in sales, like dinners on me.
Yeah.
And I have to like almost create this little competition so that I can keep myself like motivated. I don't know if that's healthy. It's worked for me. What works for me would probably not work for everyone. Mm-hmm. But I believe that every single man has to find a way, even if you don't do sales, even if you don't do door to door, you have to find a way to compete. It's going to get the best out of you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now let's transition and segue into a more masculine topic, because you brought it up, and I love that. As a man, you should be competing, or at least on some sort of just healthy competition to be better at XYZ. Do you think that, or how did this job change you as a man? Like what changed from you being a university student, graduated from communications, to just who you are right now in terms of your male perspective? Like what happened?
Yeah. Dude, just like, I feel like I can just do hard things now because I've proven it to myself. It's very hard to trust yourself when you haven't done great things, or like when you haven't done things that you said you were gonna do. It's very hard to trust yourself, and I believe that the reason why a lot of men nowadays don't have a lot of confidence, or they're too afraid to go after goals, is because they don't trust themselves with going after those goals. And I fully trust myself now because I've done so many hard things and I've stacked so many wins that I'm just way stronger mentally now. And to answer your question, like what has changed, dude, I look back at some of the years of my life, like before doing sales, dude, I was so soft. Like so soft. Like I look at the things that worried me back then, and I was like, dude, what the heck were you thinking? And I'm probably gonna think the same in 10 years. I'm probably gonna look back at this version of myself and almost like cringe. Maybe I hope that's the case, because that means that
You're growing.
I'm growing. But yeah, it's just like it's helped me become mentally more like mentally stronger, but also like more emotionally intelligent.
I think that's something really important, because you always hear about all these big names saying, hey, you have to trust your worth as a man. Whatever you say, you have to do. And shout out James Fraser with his forever mantra, we do what we say. But everyone is going to resonate with that at some point, knowing that, yeah, I said that I was going to wake up at 7 a.m. and I didn't. Or I said I was going to go and hit the gym. Or I said I was going to hit one more door after 9 p.m. You name it. And still something within them, it's broken. And they know it, but they just don't want to admit it. Why, as a man, that is important? Like as a male and a future role model for society, your family, your friends, why is such an important thing to just trust your worth? Because right now you can say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and you truly and actually believe that you're going to go and do it. How? You don't know, but you're just going to get it done. Why as a man is that so important? And just go more in depth. Like go our conversations that we have behind the mic. Like, why is that an important thing? And why that is not in the world anymore? You can start maybe bringing the Matrix. You can start bringing all the Anunnaki, whatever you want. But tell me.
Yeah, so like, I mean, there's so many people, and I can only speak for the male experience, because I've lived this life as a male. Like as a male, the only thing that you have at the end of the day is it's the conversations with yourself. Like, there's this interesting dynamic in the male experience. We're gonna get deep, but we just like don't share our feelings. Why? Because you understand early on in life that it doesn't really matter. So like even us, like we've shared so many things in life, like experiences and jobs, and dude, how many times do we talk about how we feel? Like, actually,
0
in our day.
Never.
Like, and actually, like, how many times have I come to you and be like, dude, I'm feeling like sad, bro, like, right? Like we just don't talk about it. And honestly, a lot of people talk about like men's mental health and all that. I don't think we should. I don't think we should talk about our feelings. Why? Because for men, feelings or talking about your feelings is not gonna get you to a better position. It just won't. And so, back to the point that I was making at the beginning, you have to truly make peace with yourself, because at the end of the day, the only conversations that are going to help you move forward are the conversations that you have with yourself. And this might sound not ideal for a lot of people to hear, but that's just the reality. And I'm not feeling lonely, by the way. Like, I have a lot of great friends that would probably listen to me if I tell them how I feel. Would definitely listen to me. But the reason why I say this is because I know that even if you do that, it's just not gonna get you anywhere, right? That's one of the, like we were talking about it the other day. That's one of the reasons why I don't believe in therapy or like going to and speak to a psychologist. Like I don't believe in that, because like for men it just doesn't work. We want to treat men's mental health in the wrong way, and what truly makes men feel fulfilled and eager to leave and go and conquer and go after their goals is having purpose. And having purpose comes from making peace with yourself. So you have to really get good at the conversations that you have with yourself in your mind. And so again, even taking it back to the point that I was making, I'm tying all the knots here. It's the word. It's your own word. Because if the only conversation that matters is the conversation that you have with yourself, what happens when you don't trust that voice? Right? Like, what happens if the only person that you have is you, and like the only person that's going to get you out of every single trouble, it's you. And when I say troubles, I'm talking like mental struggles. If the only person that's going to get you through those mental struggles is you, and you don't even trust yourself, you don't even trust your worth, then what do you have? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, though?
I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. I fully understand what you're saying. And all of our friends are going to fully understand what you're saying. Really, our core group is going to understand what you're saying, which is probably 20% of the society, of our generation. The remaining 80%, they still think that therapy works. They still think that, oh, let me just go and share my feelings, just how I feel bad, and I just don't like my body, my mind, myself, and whatever. To those 80%, if there is some sort of probability of them coming into the other side of the spectrum, which it is possible, right? Because maybe at some point, personally, I was at that point that I was 80% that I believe that maybe therapy will work and let me do all this Magic Kingdom kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But most of them are going to remain there, which that's okay. But for the 20% of the 80% that are hoping to get into that other side of the spectrum, how do they start? How do they start just having purpose, being a driven individual, just working on themselves? Like, how do they start?
It's what I said. It's just like you have to throw yourself out in the real world, gain some real life experience, accomplish something, whether that's physically, whether that's emotionally. Maybe you get it. Maybe you get a beautiful wife. Maybe you go and accomplish things like financially. Like anything, and it's not because of the things. It's not because of the cool cars and the cool clothing and the house. Like, it's not all those things. It's just that it's the fact that you're accomplishing, right? So, but to get there, you have to find yourself in a position where you're striving towards something. When you as a man, you wake up every day and you're striving towards something. Like, that's how you start. You have to find something in your life. For me, it was sales. For me, it was like I have a lot of financial goals. But the fact that I wake up every day and I'm striving towards something, I know that I'm building a future that I can be proud of someday. That's what gets me fired up, right? Like, when I work hard, I obviously don't feel like working hard every single day. The reason why I do it is because of this reason. It's because I know that is shaping me into the man that...
It feels good. Working hard feels good.
And but if you don't throw yourself out there, so to answer your question, how do you start? Throw yourself out there, man. Whether that's like starting your own business, doing sales, just something that gives you purpose. And it doesn't have to be like, if your dream is to become the best lawyer, it's like that's what you're striving for, right? Like, you need something that you're striving for. You just cannot live life in autopilot. Like, you cannot live life and just let things like happen to you. Just like wake up and be like, okay, like I don't know, like I don't have goals. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, you have to strive towards something. And so that's where purpose comes from.
Such a profound answer. I love that. And if you guys love it and you guys are waiting for the part 3, then type in the comments 3 and we'll drop it soon.
Part 3. Let's go.
Part 3. Thank you.